Welcome to the Daily Accelerated Growth Call. This is Monday, October 12th, 2015. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Let's start off by taking a moment of calm. Just those few seconds has a way of calming me, of getting me centered, of getting me in a position where I can start to get focused. And this weekend I took a much needed break, and I'll do that sometimes. You know, one of the things about working as much as I do, working as hard as I do at everything that I do, is that I have no guilt around stopping at any given point and saying, you know what, I just need a break today. And oftentimes I'll do that on the weekends, of course, because that's where I'm kind of sticking in the extra time to go the extra mile and get things done that I don't have time to get done during the week. But those are the things I'm working on the weekend that I really want to be spending all my time doing. And so I'm going to get into this, throughout this week a little bit more and more. But a lot of what I'm doing on the weekends is something that I'm very conscious about, the fact that the goal is and has to be to move that into my daily schedule throughout the week, free up the weekends, because when I do that, that means I'm getting paid to do those things more and more that I really just love doing. So when I took the break that I took this weekend, what it means is I didn't do the things I'd normally do. And if you've been following along with the videos, the calls that I've done since last week, then you know that one of the things I do every Sunday is I clean out my inbox. Well, I didn't do that because I took a break. So that means today I have to reprioritize things. And first and foremost is, and this is when I kind of go into what I call catch-up mode, which is what this amounts to. What it means is that I put a very specific emphasis on a very narrow focus, which means I focus just on things that, frankly, go through one simple filter. And it's a question that I ask myself right before I'm doing something, or if I find myself getting started to do something, I'll ask myself this one simple question. Is this going to put money on my table today or tomorrow? In other words, is this going to feed my family immediately? Because it has to be family first always. And it doesn't mean that the other stuff isn't important. A lot of it's very important. But the point is, right now I have to prioritize and get caught up. And it's only going to take me basically the day to do that. So right now, this morning, my focus is going to be to clear out my inbox, the thing I didn't do Sunday. The only difference is I'm going to approach it a little differently, which is, if you watch the videos that I've done, I did a series on schoolofbookkeeping.com's blog, toolegittoaudit.com, called the Zero Email Inbox Process. During that process, normally I'll respond to emails. In this context, I will probably not respond to as many emails. I'll be forwarding more of them into, now it's Trello, used to be Evernote, to be prioritized. And then I will go through before the end of the day today and decide what needs to be addressed immediately, what can wait, so on and so forth. And I will get back to things. And I may not get through my whole inbox today, mind you, because what I'll do in order to make sure that I stay focused on accomplishing all of the different things that I've set out to accomplish today is I'm going to set a deadline, a very specific time at which I've got to stop. And once I reach that time, no matter where I'm at in the process, I stop and I move on to the next thing so that I stay on point, stay on track, and keep up with my schedule. And then come, really before 8 o'clock this evening, by around 6 or 7, that's when I've got to stop for the day, because 8 o'clock this evening, I have my class, and then I'm going to plan on going to the gym and do my swimming. So that, my friends, is how I handle things when I'm in catch-up mode. And really what this comes down to is I may not even spend the whole 25 minutes planning my day, because I sort of know exactly what I need to do. But what I will do to make sure that nothing really important gets missed, and this is kind of part of the daily process anyway, is I'll open up a clean note in Trello, right? My daily notes. I went over that last week. And in that note, while I've got that note open, I'll also open up Active Collab, Evernote, and I'll open up my calendar. And I'll look at all these things and just do a search basically everywhere on all the things that I've got outlined that I need to do. Look at all the things that have been marked. As you saw, a lot of times there's things I have marked to have been done, but they didn't get completed because they weren't really a priority. They were just something I wanted to get done. So we're past the due date, past the deadline. I look at all that stuff and determine which of these things absolutely needs to get done today. And then, as you saw, I'll look at today's daily note, and I'll create a checklist for the things that I absolutely have to get done before I go to sleep tonight. And it might be, 2 or 3, a handful of things, which before I go to sleep tonight, I'll sit at my computer, look them over, and get them done. For example, right now, it's the 12th. Personal tax returns based on those of us like me who filed extensions. Those need to get done by the 16th. And I've got an email that I know is sitting in my inbox from my CPA firm waiting for me to get back to them with my wife's W-2s. For some reason, they can't find those. So little things like that I know will take 5 minutes, but I don't want to take the time to stop to do them now. The illusion is it seems like, just do it, get it done with. But when I do that, it takes my focus off. It takes my focus off of the plan that I have. And what I've noticed, at least for my own case, is that when I stick to the plan I have, I feel much better and I get more done. Because otherwise I'll get sidetracked with that, and then I'll get sidetracked with the other 5 things that are only going to take 2 seconds. And next thing I know, one little 2-second thing turns into an hour of going down all these different rabbit holes, getting all these little things done that are only going to take 2 seconds. And we know how that always goes. It always takes more. It might take me more than 2 seconds to find those W-2s, but you know my rule there, and I've already checked. It took me less than 30 seconds to find my wife's W-2s. So it's organized. It's where it needs to be. I just need to send it. But again, just the act of doing it will often trigger other thought processes. It derails me. It takes me right off the track that I'm on. And oftentimes makes it that much more difficult to get back on track. So that, my friends, is what I'm going with today, and what I'm putting out there for you today is have your plan and stick with it, and have your list of things to do at the end of the day before you go to sleep. This way you don't get off track, and the way you do that, the way you don't get distracted, and the way you don't obsess about those things is to know that you have a plan in place, and know that you have a time and place for exactly when those things are going to be addressed, such that they're not going to be late. So I'm going to look at my to-do list. As I've mentioned, I keep different things in different places, and they all serve their purpose. That might drive you crazy, in which case you should keep everything in one place. Absolutely. My way of doing things is by no means the right way. It's the way that works for me. You have to figure out what works for you. In the meantime, I can show you all the different solutions that I use, because I do use many, in hopes of helping you decide what's going to work best for you. So join us on the apposaurusrex.com, because that's where we actually do reviews of apps. Of course, schoolofbookkeeping.com is where you can get in-depth tutorials for how to learn how to use those apps. And if anything else, just reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns that you have. And don't forget, most importantly, sign up at schoolofanswers.com for the daily accelerated growth call, because that's where you can participate in this very process that you're seeing right here, right now, every single day. Interact with me, ask me questions, give me feedback, and let's have that conversation going. But of course, at that point, the focus is going to be specifically on how to help you grow in terms of your business, in terms of your life, in terms of efficiency, in terms of getting more done and having more fun and having more time to have more fun with your family and loved ones. As always, I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the call.